price.
Hello, everybody. We are here. Poor choices. Okay. Well, this was Tugs' suggestion. Not the drunk part, but to do a stream today before Poor Choices.
Yeah, that was my suggestion because I was like, I missed you guys yesterday.
And
I
yes,
streamed by myself and it was weird.
Yeah, so yesterday is our usual stream day for Dying Light. We do a stream with myself, Tugs. Monkey joins, and I think it's a fun little crew. And so we missed that yesterday because I was traveling, and we're fast forward today. Today's Wednesday, and usually I'm chilling on a evening like this.
But instead, I was like, hey, do you guys want to do Dying Light before Poor Choices tomorrow? And she was like, I don't know, maybe if Monkey can make it. And then Monkey could make it. And then we did the thing. And then there was a lot of shots. And Exeter Girl's already drunk. And we
I did not even do all the shots.
I know, because you're lightweight.
I owe Ian some shots. So I will give Ian the shots at his choice, maybe? His own poor choice or my poor choice? I don't know.
You are a walking poor choice. Meanwhile, I have migrated to wine, and it's not even a good one. It was a $4 Walmart bottle. So
yeah, that is literally Jesus's, creation. He made water into wine.
It says Jesus touched my water. Shout out to Tara. Was this Tara or Corey?
Tara bought the glasses. Well, my glass at least. I don't know if he bought your.
Tara got these. Corey got me the Top Gun ones, which are packed in storage, and I love them so much.
Yes.
This is Poor Choices in the back. Anywho.
By the way, chat, I am officially moving in next week. I'm not moved next week, by the way. I'm moving in. It's a slow process. So in 2 to 3 weeks, you will see a new background. I won't have a curtain
because you're so
anymore.
dark. What are you going to do with your stars, though?
I don't know. We'll see.
You should put them on the wall. They'd be so cute on the wall.
It depends, because I've decided I'm letting my younger brother choose which room he wants first and building my life around that, because I'm more annoying than he is.
Well,
I say that with love. He is still annoying. Don't get me wrong. So he will get the choice of what room he wants to get away from me from. And then everything else is, a cherry on top. So, whatever that means for office, I will figure it out. But I will have an office where my bed is not an arm's reach away. That's the main thing. So yeah, I wish, honestly, yeah, back in the day when you actually moved literally across the street to live close to your mama and your papa, I wish.
Okay, sorry. Wow, what is that?
I can believe the extra is more annoying, says Hertz. No, that was for Hertz. And yes, I'm a femcel. I live in the basement of my family's home. So anyways, we're going to talk about dating now. Tugs, I'm loving this appliance on counter addiction. Do you have flour, Amelia?
Listen,
what?
It's a little chaotic back there. I have my Ninja grill here. And then this is a Brita, or not even a Brita, it's an Aqua True, which I have a love-hate relationship with. And we have our Vornado, which does heating and cooling. And then I have my Keurig, and then my salt. The cups are out of control right now. We're fine. And then I have my seasoning rack here. Listen,
I need a seasoning rack. I never thought of that.
I don't have a whole lot of counter space, so all of these things are on the counter. I do love the clutter.
Where do you cut your food?
Over here. There, you can't see it, but my stove is, so these two counters here, or cabinets here, below that is the stove. And then the sink, this is the dishes that I hand wash. They're drying right now. And then behind me here is counter space. Above my head here is more counter space. And then there's the stove is here.
Yeah.
So,
You know what?
I'm sorry, the stove is under the
Space,
Ninja Grill. Sorry, and this
space
is
is a
counter space.
premium.
I live in an RV. For those of you who are new here, hi. I live in an RV.
Yes, I'm gonna have to figure out a season. I
I love
honestly
my
didn't think about
seasoning rack.
seasonings. I don't even have I don't have seasonings. I don't know what I'm taking away in terms of seasoning in
I love my
the moving, but I think I'm probably leaving it there. Most likely.
Yeah.
So I have to buy all new seasonings, which is exciting. Oh my God. Anywho, congrats, Diz, on hopefully finding a place for next week. Yeah.
Yay!
I'm excited for everyone, uh, and all that. But we're here to talk about the poor choices people make in relationships, family, and whatnot. And this story, it's a little close to my heart because I've never really, I've dated like maybe one stretch about worrying about a dog. And I get this. I get this. So, women posting their L's posted this. I've been dating this guy and he has a cat that he's had for a few years. And personally, I think he's way too attached to it and affectionate about it. Sometimes he'll get home and see his cat and go, "There's my girl," and pet her when I'm like right there in the same room. This just seems like way too much attention for a grown man to be lavishing on a cat of all. Do you think I could suggest he get rid of it?
No.
You
Absolutely.
are.
I mean, you could suggest it.
Guess what? You are gonna be rid of before the cat.
Yeah.
Because girlies, I've done this too. If my dog or cat doesn't like you, sorry. Get
I
rid of
came
you.
with 2 cats, and I always heard that I would never find anybody with my cats. And somehow I wrangled that guy over there.
Yeah. And I
And
mean,
he
like
loves them.
the replies down here are truth be told, like very normal. Like I would, run in the mill. Take a second, breathe, and think. You're jealous of a cat. And a cat is not the same love that a man gets from a woman. The love he feels for a cat, it's like a pseudo child, just as women think of dogs and cats. So get your head out of your own a-hole and don't be jealous of a cat.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's just my thoughts. I don't think I'm that crazy. I've dated with a dog before, and I mean, you have with your pets before too. So you know exactly what you're getting into. And if a girl is jealous of your cat, what's going to happen if you had kids or have kids?
Literally. Also, yeah, I would know. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Ignore the children? Are you kidding me?
I'm about to be manless. He's talking crap over there.
About which one?
Me in general, I think. What you yapping about over there?
Duke? Do I need to do an intervention, Duke?
He's about to get intervened into the afterlife.
I won't cheat on Charlie, but that boy doesn't travel.
Charlie's gonna cheat on you for sure.
Oh, absolutely. He sniffs other dogs' pee-pees and poo-poos.
Oh, Hertz. Wait, is Hertz here?
Hertz is here. I saw him
Nail
earlier.
check, Hertz. Wait, hold on.
I'm so sorry. My nails fail.
The light. Oh, this doesn't do it justice. Hold on. They're like a reflective. They look super black in here, but they're actually a reflective, like monochrome, purple to green. They're really cool.
You know what? They do look really cool. I have money that X-ray cheats on Charlie. If Charlie doesn't remember my birthday, sorry, not my boyfriend anymore.
Nico.
What's up, Nico?
Wait, Nico where? Or is that supposed to say
I just saw Nico, so I'm assuming Nico's
supposed to
here.
say nice. It might be nice.
It might be nice.
I haven't seen Nico in forever. I hope Nico's okay.
It's been a
All right,
while.
anyway, we're getting off topic. It's fine.
Are we
Yeah.
having
Oh,
a
there's the
birthday?
color. There you go, Hertz. Now you can see it. Anyway.
Okay, this was something else. You sent this, and I thought this was interesting. We sent this message to family ahead of our son's first birthday party, and it was well received. If any of you are extremely particular in the same way I am. Hi, with baby's birthday coming up, we wanted to share something quickly in case you're thinking about birthday gifts. We've been trying to be intentional with what we bring into the house and want to avoid toys with batteries or light/sounds and prefer natural materials like cotton rather than polyester for any clothing. No pressure at all. We just figured it might be helpful to mention your love and time with him means more than anything else. And we can't wait to celebrate with you. I feel like families are a little more demanding than normal.
No,
Back in
I
the day,
love
we never
this.
asked for these.
I love this. They are raising their kid a certain way, or trying to, at least. Listen, it's not easy. And they prefer these things, and we're avoiding the lights, sounds, and the chaos. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with asking this. It's just like when you get married and you ask for whatever gifts, or when you go to
I
the
just
baby
wish there was
shower
a
and
wish
instead of
list. It's just
it,
easier with a wish list.
it's if it's a gift, at a baby shower, and they ask for, instead of bringing gifts, we want you to bring your favorite childhood book. Like, right, there's nothing, I don't see anything wrong with this. And it's not like they're saying, oh, you're not allowed to bring any gifts at all. We're just trying to, this is what we prefer. This is what we're trying to do. I think that's great. I think it's great. Personally, I don't see
I'm
anything
so
wrong with it.
Asian. I think giving money is better than anything.
Or just, yeah, do that. That's why she's saying, like, and it says right there, no pressure. And it also says, no, in case you're thinking about birthday gifts. So there's no pressure to bring a gift at all. But if you do, this is how we're trying to raise our son or our kid. I love that.
Honestly, I get it because there are actually studies
Mhm.
with a lot of the TV shows that the kids have been watching
Yeah.
more recently, and the more contrast, color changes, and just like flashy, that actually is more detrimental to the kids. And
Yep.
I actually had a conversation with a girlfriend about the toys that she had, and she's like, I don't like this one because it's too loud, it's annoying to her, yes,
Yeah.
but it's too flashy for the
Yeah.
kids, and that actually promotes them to be more of a TikTok generation than the old school. And Shad has said that he literally only shows kids like DVDs, video cassette tapes of
Mhm.
like shows. He doesn't do streaming. And I'm like, I told that to my girlfriend. She's like, you know what? I might steal that idea. I'm like,
There are
"Yes,
so
yes."
many people, if you go on social media, I know TikTok for sure, and it's easier to search that way. So if you have TikTok or you know somebody that does, be like, hey, can you search this for me so you can see the videos? There have been, over the last probably 5 years, I would say probably about the time COVID hit, maybe a little sooner, um, of moms who have noticed a significant difference between the shows of now and the
Yep.
cartoons we grew up in. And it's funny because I've talked about it before in general.
Mhm.
We've talked about it before, I brought it up, but I went out with my friend that lives out here. Her daughter just turned 4. And she's pretty well grounded, this little girl. Like, she eats
Yep.
crazy foods that you would never expect a 4-year-old to eat. So, like, she's not one of those crazy ones. They keep her pretty grounded, but the mom brought up, she's like, we actually, I mean, we've started moving away from, like, her little tablet and things like that, and she no longer wants the tablet, really. She wants to be involved. She wants to be involved with the conversation. She wants to be involved with the party, like, whatever. She talks to us. She doesn't really spend a whole lot of time anymore on her tablet that she has, that has like Bluey or whatever on it. And she's like, we don't watch Cocomelon anymore. We don't watch
Mhm.
she's like, she watches Bluey and Paw Patrol are still her number ones, and Bluey and Paw Patrol have actually passed, like, they are more similar to the cartoons of old. But Cocomelon and
I wouldn't do Cocomelon, no.
Rachel and all of these other ones, every single one it's flashy, it's quick, it's a lot going on, it's a faster pace, it's all of these things. And she has noticed a big difference in her daughter. And she brought it up, and I was like, yeah, I've been seeing a bunch of it, and we got to talking about it. But she's even been doing it with her daughter lately, and the she's like, the change in her is astronomical. She's not addicted to her little tablet anymore. She doesn't want to be on my phone. Oh, do you have games on your phone? Like that thing, she doesn't want to be on my phone except to like maybe take pictures, that kind of thing. And it's interesting. It's been interesting to watch, like to hear that from her too. And it's cool. I think it's cool. We grew up with a very different set of TV shows. And it's not even just the cartoons, but like Barney and the Big Comfy Couch, all of those, the Crap Brothers, like all of those shows just were very different, very slow, very whatever. And
Well, and
interesting.
it's like as if you are having the interpersonal relationship with your teacher as you
Mhm.
would normally when you learn these things. I still think Wiggles is fine because it's more about the
Oh yeah, the
songs.
Wiggles. Yeah. I like
It's more about the songs than it is about like the flashy, and I think it's fun to learn the dance and whatnot. And I'm trying to get my niece still hasn't learned the dances yet, and I'm really sad, but I cannot wait until she is able to do some of the moves that they do. And I'm like, earlier today when we were on the stream, she comes in and it's like this. She actually announces herself as that. She just says this. And I'm like, "You're in the cutest princess outfit, and I want you to come in here." But I hate that media has made me so sad about people,
Yeah.
especially the PDF files. Like, you would never know who or what or whatever, but I would want to protect my niece or children if I had kids from that before someone even thinks about that. I will chop that pee off. Or clit, I guess, if you're of a woman, so,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's been interesting. So a lot of people in general have been kind of experimenting with it because it's like, why are my kids so neurotic? Like, what is going on?
Because they're so used to fast.
Football, the screen. Mhm.
Yeah, and you have to be careful, and this is the thing that I find with parenting, and because 'cause I'm not a parent, I can't really have a huge comment on this, but at least on an X-ray tech perspective, you can tell who's the boss in the family
Oh yeah.
based on how they interact with their children in a high stress situation where there is actually no control.
Yep.
Uh, and I have to tell you to what to do, and if the parents
Yeah.
don't do it, it's like the kids are the boss. And
Yep.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I see it at work all the time too. You can the way these kids run around the store, messing with all the toys, absolutely running amok, like they're throwing things around and all that stuff, and the parents just I almost
They don't
got
care.
pelted with a ball the other day, and the look I gave that kid, that was the first time that kid ever saw that look. The look. The end of his life, and I know that by the way he reacted because he was terrified. It was like, "Ooh, I'm
Yeah, as
sorry,"
you
and I was
should
like,
be, because, like, you can't be a fool running around the world like this. I'm so sorry. And this is the thing that parents have to remember is even if your kids are wild, and they're gonna be wild, especially if there's a lot of boys, um,
"Sure," but that's where
you
you
have
rein them in.
you have to prep them for life, and the crazy part is kids love discipline, even though they don't know that. They might
Mhm.
they're gonna test you. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. But you have to end up being the alpha. No place in the animal kingdom do the kids be the alpha,
Mm-mm. Only in human world and only recently.
apparently.
But
Apparently.
yeah, dogs and babies, not much different, guys.
Well, at least the way
Not
humans
much
treat them.
different.
And apparently monkeys. Punch the monkey,
And
so cute.
monkeys. Yeah.
Poseidon with the 10 says, "Should be interesting. X-ray is already 3 sheets to the wind. Let's see what happens."
I'm pretty sure she's 4.
20. Andrew Matthews with 2 British pounds says, "Tugs, is that a Dyson hairdryer next to the TV?" Is it?
No, it's not
No,
a
it's
it's
a
a
simple.
heater/fan, the
Okay,
Dyson. But it is a
okay.
Dyson. We got it at Costco. It's the best. We love
Nice.
that thing.
I love
Totally
a
worth
good
the money.
Dyson.
Yeah.
I have not used the Dyson on my hair yet, because it's just been air drying. When you have short hair, it's so
I
difficult.
air dry mine all the time. It's very rare I blow dry it unless we're going somewhere where I need it dry before I leave, like for work or something. But I usually let it air dry.
This straightener, you know what, Tugs? Put the Dyson hair straightener here. thingy on your wish list.
Oh.
It might change your life.
Well, I have a round brush, like blow dryer, which I love. A cheap one.
No,
But
this
I
one's
love that
better.
thing.
I promise you. Because I actually had the round brush Revlon one, and I love that.
Yeah, I think mine's a Conair, but yeah, I love it. I love my thing. It
I
works
love
for me.
that. You're gonna like the Dyson dryer straightener a
Oh.
lot more. I promise you. Promise you. I promise you. Your birthday. Maybe your birthday.
Maybe my birthday.
Yeah. And so forth with the 50
Oh
British
boy.
pounds. My dog, what? Had diarrhea last week. And has
Oh.
been a pain in the arse. I would still trade for I still wouldn't trade for a date. You know what? I respect that.
I've almost drowned my dog a couple times with his attitude, and I still wouldn't trade that for a date. So I get you, Ian. I get you.
I would
I
choose my dog over a date. Honestly, there is something that you would have to be a childhood friend where I knew you were like the bestest person ever. But if you didn't like my dog, I don't know, I still wouldn't like you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same vein of, do you treat waiters and waitresses well? If my dog doesn't like you, there's a reason. Unless the dog is racist or sexist, then maybe you can use that.
Ours
But
might be a little bit.
highly doubt. My dog was racist, so take it as you will. Psychotic mongoose with the 5 gifted poor choices. Membies, thank you.
Thank you, Mongoose.
And Cajun Corey with the 5. What did the chemist say when he heard oxygen and magnesium were dating? Oh my god. Shout out to Joe Rosie for that joke. That's a good one. That's good. Okay, the 2 shirts that they had in Project Hail Mary. I want to wear the shirt periodically, and it was a periodic table. I want that one.
Oh yes, that's a classic. I feel like I've seen that shirt.
There was
before.
another one he wore about something about like something shocking on the periodic table. It was like AH. It's not a real one, but anyways, I'm sure it's out there. If I searched it hard enough, I haven't searched it hard enough. I want those 2 shirts because they are such nerdy, cute that I would have not worn that in my like 18 to 22-year-old years, but now in my like
is like
20 years.
Those t-shirts were so popular. Those kind of like punny, nerdy, whatever t-shirts were super popular in the late 90s to like
what did we do now?
Early 2000s. You would see them. I wear this periodically and whatever, like different cheesy shirts like that. So I'm glad they're making a comeback. But yeah, this is nothing new, guys. We're circling back.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, puns and dad jokes, they get recycled quite often. So we are good on the earth and whatnot.
Big Bang Theory. Yeah, Big Bang Theory premiered right around that time. And they always had those funny, nerdy, like silly little shirts. So, and they were super popular around that time. So
I have to ask something here because I saw this. Grab there says, if the dog is possessed, it'll be biased against me. Have you met many possessed dogs? To my knowledge, I've never met a possessed dog. My dog,
me neither.
Harley, was very okay. Sorry, Rocky and Jojo, you guys are dumb as crap. But I love you. But Harley was very smart, witty, and my mom told me that she loved everyone except Black people and possessed people. She was racist, okay?
People? Yeah, but possessed, like that's such an odd, like what did she do? Bring it to
okay, so there was this one there were 2 people specifically. This one girl had a soul that apparently followed her around because in one of her previous lives she said, you can be with me forever type of thing. And then apparently this is the story I heard. Whether it's true or not, don't know, but my dog didn't like her. And it was explained as if she had 2 souls in her body. And there was another guy that my dog had met that had 4 souls attached to him. Not a possession with demons, but other souls were with him. Yeah.
Sounds like your dog is able to tell mental illness.
I don't know. I love Harley, but she loved everyone for the most part. She was just very specific. And this is also the dog that apparently visited my mom when my dog passed. My mom knew she passed away while she was at meditation, no phones, no communication, whatever. I called her. She goes, I know.
That I believe. 100%. I, as somebody who listens to a lot of true crime, um, you always know. Like there's whether I've heard stories from people being like they visited me at a weird time and I knew something was wrong, to parents like waking in the middle of the night and knowing immediately that their children were gone without and then the police are knocking on the door 10 minutes later. Like it's I believe that for sure. I believe that
Yeah.
100%.
Well,
You
like
just know.
I know this is probably me reading in too much this. The day Harley passed away, she never cuddles me in the morning. She doesn't do anything with me in the morning. She just kind of, I need to pee. She like came up, cuddled, licked me, hugged me, and I was like, I love this. And then she goes and jumps out of, and passes away. F you, Harley, for doing that.
That's also really common too with like cats.
Really? My
Super
dog is like
snuggly.
a cat.
Yeah. If they're not super snuggly, then they will be weirdly. And you're like, oh, this is a change of events. And then it's like, oh, well, thanks.
I love you. Thanks, bro. All right, we're behind on super chats. Let's read some of these. Monkey Hate Clean for 5 says, how does a bald man run his fingers through his hair? He cuts hole in his Wait, what?
Monkey!
That's disgusting.
What are you doing? Oh my lord. I thought you were gonna make a hurt joke. Oh my god. Sorry, milk toast. I know it got disgusting. Extra girl's drunk.
I'm so sorry. No, I say these stories in love for my dog, and even though that's a sad story, I think these are beautiful stories to bring up because these is,
Oh, yeah.
who would have thought my dog would visit my mom while she's dead?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Thanks. I wish
it's
my
kind of crazy.
pets would come visit me. The heck, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Anywho, Monkey, I'm gonna ignore you
That's a
now.
shot.
Thanks. Ian with the Fitty Brush Towns, you told me I was looking for your wallet. Well, you boys can use whatever excuse you want between you two to touch each other. It's not my problem.
Anyway, that's $100-something-ish, so that's a shot.
Yes, I am going to have a shot.
Cheers. Thanks. By the way, we have a ghost at Buc-ee's.
Shut up. No. What does it do?
This is so I heard about it when I first got hired, about her. When I first got hired. I don't know how they know it's a girl. I didn't ask. But anyway, I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. And then I witnessed probably about a month ago, maybe a little longer. I was working a late shift. So like 2 to 10. And around 8 p.m., we always do like this recovery thing where the three of us, me, the other girl I'm working with, and then our team lead will get together and like recover, what we call recovery, our whole departments, which is like fold the shirts back up, put things back where they belong, like all that stuff, just to kind of clean up after everybody of the chaos of the day. And I watched my coworker take these 2 coffee mugs, put them on the shelf, arrange them so that they look nice, and walk away. And she was gone for almost 2 minutes. And they're sitting on the shelf, just chilling. And all of a sudden, they go whoosh, off the shelf and shatter into a bazillion and a half pieces. And she looked at me and I looked at her. I wasn't standing anywhere near it. She was gone. And our team lead comes around the corner. He's like, what the heck happened?
Oh, fuck.
And she was like, I have no idea.
Fudge that. That didn't happen. Well, you're lying.
I swear to you. He's like, well, did you put them at the edge of on the edge of the shelf? That they were sitting on? And she's like, no, because I haven't, if I did, and I walked away, they would have fallen right away. And they did it. It's been like 2 minutes. And I was like, I can confirm I watched her. Like, she's been over there. I'm over here folding shirts. So I don't know. They couldn't catch it. He's like, I'm going to go check the camera. And unfortunately, of course, because as ghosts always do, the camera that shows that area is blocked by it doesn't hit that particular display. And I was like, dang it, bro.
That's freaky AF.
Yeah, but my coworkers are like, no, she does stuff like that all the time. There's been stuff where like you'll feel like your hair get brushed, kind of thing, like crazy. Anyway, so we have a ghost.
Creepy. Well, there we go. The ghost of Bucky's past.
The ghost of Bucky's past.
Dizzle Jizz for 2 says, "What's a bra you can't take off? A booby."
Ha ha.
I get that. AP for 5 says, "Chuck Norris doesn't need the periodic table. He only recognizes one element. Surprise!"
Oh.
I know. Honestly, as soon as I heard the whole Chuck Norris thing, I was like, that's not real. Chuck can always defeat death.
Joke's on us. He is now death.
That's what it is.
He's taken over the death job.
He literally took over Hades' job. So, Poseidon with the 5 says, "I'm bald and I don't cut holes in my pocket yet."
Poseidon.
I sent Tugs a picture of three baldies at the con. It was Lee, Cajun Corey, and Monkey. And it was probably the 3 most shiniest testicles I've ever met.
I'm kind of disappointed they didn't do the Charlie's Angels pose.
Oh,
missed opportunity.
I didn't think of that. Okay. I love like a glow up. Corey, if you're still in the chat, and I told him this, is like, you look so snappy and just non-LSU stuff. It did scare me a little. I'm like, who are you? I don't recognize you. Because he's not in his purple, his hat. He wore a black button-up shirt and he looks snappy. So, the best thing I could say was, it looked like you watched a Capable Gentleman video.
Oh, I know. I love Lee. If anybody's looking for dad advice, is basically what I call it. Go check out the Capable Gentleman's channel.
Honestly, even for me, curtains. He posted a video about curtains the same time I need to know about how to put curtains up. So, and it worked.
You remember that? He was like, well, if somebody had watched my video.
Hey. I'm moving out of that place, so it doesn't matter what I left it looking like.
He's like, where was this video when I was blah, blah? He's like, well, if you would watch my video, it was the funniest thing. I was like, the timing, bro. Anyway, we have topics. What are they? I don't know.
So, topics. So, it actually links to everything last week. So, we talked about the Bachelorette last week, and we talked about the Louis Theroux Manosphere documentary from last week. So we can talk about the documentary. And yes, Joe. Hi, Joe. Corey did clean up while we approved. Joe. I agree with that. I wish I got to hang out with you more, Joe, by the way.
Joe's like a ninja. She comes in, has a good time, and leaves.
I know.
And everybody's like, was Joe there? She was. She was like a mist.
Yeah. If I want to move to America, the easiest way is to get married. So
need one of these.
Yeah. I want more rings. Anyways, so last week we talked about the Louis Theroux documentary that released on Netflix, and it highlighted probably 3 major red pillars, which was Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit. We had
Justin Waller.
Yes, as well as I never knew about him, but HS Tiki Taki, which I don't really care to think about him. But I would think that now, at least in our sphere, Myron is trying to call out Louis as if, I knew what you were doing the entire time.
Oh, yeah. That was the best part about the documentary, guys. I was kind of hoping for more of an expose, but my favorite part about the documentary, and arguably the part everybody was talking about the most, was, for a recap for those that don't know or weren't here last week, is that Louis got to talk to Myron and Angie, his ex-girlfriend, while they were still together, and he asked her
at the time.
And he asked her about Myron like having multiple wives, this and that and the other, and she was just got kind of, it was very awkward, and you could sense not only her hesitation, she's like trying to be supportive, like, oh yeah, this is my man, like, we'll, it's stuff we could talk about in the future, blah blah, but also it exposed Myron as well, because he sounded very wishy-washy, if that makes any sense. Like, he didn't sound very confident, like on camera. On his YouTube streams, he's like, yeah, I have multiple wives and I F all these bitches and I do all this stuff.
Oh, she packs my condoms.
Right, all this stuff. But when confronted about it next to her, he was like, well, yeah, that's what I want to do, but I don't know, that I'll have a bunch of side pieces, should we get married?
It's tough enough having one girlfriend right
now.
Yeah,
like he sounded very not confident, almost as if he truly doesn't believe in what he preaches. That was my favorite part about the documentary. And Justin Waller was Justin Waller. He is what he is.
I mean, he sounded at least more confident, and the girl who was with his wife or long-term partner with his kids, they seemed to like know what they were getting into. She seemed to know what she was getting herself into. But at the time of the documentary, and I actually have been watching a lot of media content around this time, specifically with dates. And do you remember the time she rollerbladed with some other influencer or whatnot?
Oh, yes. So, they're broken up.
Within a day of this documentary filming,
she
was
that
with the rollerblader.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Right. So watching the documentary, knowing they were broken up, was also fun, because you already knew that they broke up, that they weren't together anymore. So watching the documentary back, like, you have a different perspective on it. If they were still together, I wonder, like, we would be talking the same way. But knowing they're broken up and she basically left him for another dude.
And she's not even with the rollerblader anymore, which is like crazy. Yeah. So to get to this tweet, so Myron acting like he caught Louis Theroux in some grand deception, but missing his context, Dunk changes absolutely nothing. And I agree with this. And like, as much as we want to say, Louis Theroux, if we watch this clipped a lot of stuff out for context and to create a narrative, which I agree is not necessarily the best thing to do, but I don't think it helps Myron in this situation.
It doesn't help Myron, and honestly, I'm not sure that it was useful information for the documentary anyway. They were just talking in circles. But the full recording, so kudos to Myron for recording this anyway. And in the documentary, he actually says, like, I'm going to record this. And Louis like, yeah, that's fine. And people had said this before, but you are totally right that he just lets these guys talk. And the more Myron talks, the worse it gets. So
it digs actually their own grave.
Louis did you a favor by cutting out the rest of this clip.
Yeah, because it's actually worse than it is. So we're going to see on the left is Louis Theroux's documentary. The right is the Fresh and Fit, whatever.
I also love how when Angie shows up, like, Myron like pulls her in. He like pulls her in possessively, which is all right. They're dating, that's fine. But then he picks up the dog to look like, oh, I've got this girl and I've got this cute little fluffy dog that's wearing pink. Like, what do you?
The dog is pretty cute, though. He is lie.
The two would be too tough.
You've backtracked on that already. Some people in this.
That's low.
On that already?
No. Yeah, it's so funny.
No, it's just that I think the way I see it is that we had like a sort of weird relationship in the past when we started, where he was seeing other girls and kind of like taking seriously, kind of not. And I think if that ever comes to reality, it will have to be some special girls that we have to be in some sort of connection. We accept everything, and we are like in the same.
Yeah, plot. She would need to. We've talked about this. She would need to get it like the other girl. Like I would. Oh yeah. I would make a point that I would make a point that they would get along, because I don't think this, like, that would be a headache for me.
No, they say about polygamy that number one is that the two wives are closer than they are to the husband.
Yes, that's so important.
Anyways, so even if we don't get the full context on this,
Oh,
you're
you gotta play
understanding.
the whole clip.
Go. Okay, fine.
It's so what? Like 2 minutes is fine.
It's very, very important.
But even then, I think it's hard.
No, and everything will have to be equal in order to work, I guess. So I don't know. I think we will see in the future if that ever happens. Like I don't see it happening right now because he wants too much. He barely has time for me, so I don't know. I don't see. We'll see. So we'll see. I mean,
He barely has time for me.
Really, the thing also I wanted to like really highlight is that she comes from a 2-parent household, strong father, masculine male, takes care of the family. So she comes from a very good background, which is why we're compatible. We both have both of our parents together, nuclear families. The man does what he's supposed to do. We have very similar values when it comes to that. She's not my parents.
Yeah, nuclear families. That's why we're compatible. Not that we have the same goals.
Right? Yeah. But would you also have like a rotation outside of that?
Oh man, I don't know if I'd be able to do it at that point. I don't know. I'm more like really tired of these girls. So like
But in theory, that's something you think, like Elon Musk said. They always say he's the sort of template for how it's supposed to be for a Superman.
But also, I wouldn't want to be in a.
Do you agree with that though? Is that how you see it? That like ideally you'd have like 10 and have children with all of them.
I don't know if I'd go that far, and especially with some of these girls like going crazy, like the Ashley St. Clair stuff, where like he's not even claiming that kid, and she's suing him. Like, no, man, that's a nightmare.
There's some people in this part of the culture, right, who are advocates for the idea of like the one part of the.
Anyways, so I
love it.
A lot of women, they delude themselves into believing this, and we saw this with Justin Waller's wife. She justified his actions as, look, I've dated people who were not truthful to me. At least Justin's truthful to me. So does that justify his behavior? Are you okay with it? I don't know. And that's between them. In the end, I'm still going to put my 2 cents and say, like, are you okay with that? Do you want to share your man with someone? And I think when you get into this caliber where they take care of your life, you don't have to work, you get to be a wife and blah, 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 blah. Maybe you're okay with them cheating, or not even cheating. You're okay with them being with other people because you're getting most of everything you want. It's like the idea, like, okay, if I get this one thing, is it okay if it goes the other way and skews the other way? Is that okay to excuse their behavior? I don't know. We all can be Brett Coopers in our lives and marry someone who loves us the way her husband does. I think if we set a standard like that.
Yeah. It just is funny watching these guys. It's funny watching these guys implode on a documentary that wasn't even that, in my opinion, wasn't even that dramatic. Like, I feel like Louis Theroux could have cut it a certain way and really been like, expose, and also we found out this, and also we found out this, and like Justin Waller has a tiny pee or whatever, right? And so like all he did was let you guys talk. It's not his fault. You talk yourselves into circles.
And that's the one thing that I like absolutely agree with. And like, so she released a couple of videos. This is not the one that is probably the more damning, but this can still be pretty damning.
Well, I've not seen this.
So this is the documentary had come out anyways. So let's just hear what she has to say.
I really think in a weird way I have to thank Louis Theroux because somehow his questions kind of like made me question myself and the future of everything, and that is something that I truly hadn't done before, not like deeply like I did after that, and part of it was his doing. So there is that.
Now, questions are a damning thing. No, I do not disagree with that. It seemed like she was probably on board because in a sense, maybe she was groomed.
Well, I maybe I do think that that kind of thing is a little bit of a form of manipulation. It is. Because it's like,
I agree.
Especially with Myron in particular. I'm not saying everybody, but Myron in particular, we've all seen his Fresh and Fit podcast. We've all seen him run his mouth. And the way he talks to women in general, he makes them question their worth. And then he's like, I'm the only one that makes you worth anything. I'm the only one that makes you worth whatever, blah, 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 blah. It's because of me that you have this. It's because of me that you're here. It's because of me that your OnlyFans is blowing up because you're on my podcast, right? That's a manipulation tactic. And so if he's talking like that to strange girls that he supposedly doesn't like and he thinks are disgusting and he like
You can't imagine
wants to sanitize the room, I can only imagine what he's yapping at some girl that he is in a serious relationship that he actually likes, quote end quote, because I don't think he actually likes any women, but that's just me. So yeah, I can't. And that when we saw it on the documentary, we saw a little bit of what, the way the way that he grabs her, the way he's holding the dog, it's all manipulate. It's all a show. It's all a manipulative thing. And he was caught off guard because Louis was throwing his own questions back at it, or his own statements back at him in a way that Myron didn't like. Because Louis was like, I don't understand this and I don't agree with it personally, because he doesn't agree with that lifestyle, which is fine. So he's throwing the information that Myron is giving him back at him in a question that says, I don't agree with this. So I'm going to ask you this question. And Myron immediately was on the defensive. And so that made her go, wait a minute. If this guy is the way it is, honestly, if you don't watch the documentary for anything else, find that part. Because it's fascinating to watch. Because all Louis did was ask him stuff about what Myron has said. And Angie immediately you could see it in her body language. She was like, well, and she's trying to stand up for her man, which of course, and she's trying to back him up and be like, no. But you could tell, like you could see it. In that minute, it was over. You could
absolutely. But so we have Tree of Logic, who I found out through Chrissy, her channel. So she's like, hey, Angie, if you think I'm going to let you paint yourself as innocent victim of Myron, you better think again. Nah. I have screenshots and clips of you being just as effed up as Myron. This is the first year you agreed to Myron's beard. You took the poison willingly.
Is that Nico? Oh, God.
Other people. Yo, we went to Colombia to escape the haramness
and it brought back
of the culture here, and it's still there. Isn't that crazy?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Spanish women like this. They understand the truth, but they're always going to be combative and have an attitude.
No, that's not true, Nico. What the fuck?
Spanish girls don't have attitude?
They're spicy though.
Spanish? Some of them.
Angie, watch what the fuck you say. Man.
Yeah, that was attitude right there.
Chill the fuck out.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
They're spicy.
Don't talk to Sneagle like that ever again.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, what was it?
Nice job. No, that was it. I solved it.
Now, there's been other clips as well. The one that kind of bothers me the most, if I were to be bothered and sensitive, it doesn't really bother me. Do you remember the KKK mask that Myron had?
Maybe. Oh, yes. Yes.
Did you know Angie made that for him?
I did not know that. How do we know that?
Abba and Preach made a video, and I've been like kind of on the internet, and they do have the clip somewhere on there.
I don't know that. I love Tree, but I don't know that clip. To me, I'm pretty sure they were already dating at that point.
No, and that's the weird thing is like, okay,
that was very abusive. I'm not saying she's like 100% a victim. Like she's not a doe in the headlights victim. I'm not like, let's not cry victim or calm down. We all knew who Myron is. We watch him on YouTube. Like, you're an idiot if you thought otherwise. But at the same time, like that was a very abusive way of speaking to her. So, and I'm pretty sure they were dating at that point. If that's the stream, I think it is, but I could be wrong on my timeline. Either way, don't talk to people like that. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway. I also find it funny that they're calling her his beard.
Yeah.
Which
well, that's another story, and I don't think we're gonna approach that.
Black women have a long memory. Oh, and did you know that the Klan uniform that Myron wears was made by Angie? Yeah.
Sorry. They love this clip.
You have made Abafogi speechless. This is a sickness of the highest order. This man has decided to be gay.
But how do we know that though?
To wear hood and all.
I gotta. You made this.
Yeah, but
you made it.
Oh, that's how we know. Okay.
Put it on.
What's up, Chris? Welcome.
It's on.
Welcome to Clan Reacts.
It's to the side.
Welcome to Clan Reacts. Is it straight? No, I can't see. Damn it.
Tell me at what point she starts being a victim. So let me know the timestamp. I'll pause it. Okay, you guys in the chat, y'all can let me know. Let's keep playing. Let's keep playing.
So she even puts it on her background on her phone.
What happens when people see that?
They started to look at me like.
And mind you, she getting all her bills paid. She getting her rent paid. She getting her trips paid. She getting her food paid. She getting everything paid. Okay, she getting everything paid while she do these clan outfits. Okay, let's keep going.
I'm crazy.
Keep playing.
Like literally, I went to a protest, like a protest thing for my
The Venezuelan ones? They saw it?
Of course, I had
Oh.
it. To me, it's hilarious because if you see, this is Myron in the old studio.
It's her wallpaper.
Whoopsie.
And that's why, as much as she is a victim, there is probably parts that she is actually a victim too.
Listen, you can be a victim and also be a douchebag.
Yes. And I think
that does or does not
exclusive or
exclude-
inclusive.
Yeah, it's not exclusive. You know what I mean? Like, she also just may be a crappy person. I don't know. I'm just going based off of what I saw in the documentary.
But if she is someone who is committed and then a day later, after a documentary, she says she's committed to Myron and is rollerblading with another man, that she is not a good person, in my opinion. I think she was groomed, yes, in some ways when it comes to the red pill space. But I don't think she's a good person regardless of that, just judging by some of the things that she had done with Myron and without Myron. I'm sorry, if you are in a relationship with someone where there's one-sided monogamy, you're not going to go rollerblading and be on someone else's Instagram stories and all this other stuff. That is not a sign of someone who is committed.
Yeah.
So regardless, I don't think she's the right person to have the.
But it was funny watching her cuck Myron.
I agree. Because he, as much as he's like, oh, I don't want my girlfriend to be on Instagram naked, and she had videos of herself.
And yet he still dated her. This is the hypocrisy of these guys, which we've talked
absolutely.
about
I'll be right back.
Yeah. He dated her. Her photos were never deleted. Like, he didn't make, like, he talks a big talk about, oh, if she posts those pictures and you really want to date her, you better delete that hoe. Like, you better make sure that hoe deletes that, blah, blah, blah. This is all stuff he's said. But yet she didn't delete anything. I'm just saying. Right? So why doesn't she have to delete anything? This is what you preach on your show. That they need to delete all those pictures and they need to delete their Instagrams. They shouldn't be on the internet, blah, 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 whatever. But she didn't have to. Why? Because what? Because what? Oh, the hoes ain't loyal. Well, neither is Myron, so there's that. I know, the whole thing was weird. It was funny watching her cuck him. I'm not saying she's a saint. All right? Okay, calm down. I do think that he probably manipulated some stuff with her, as one does. Hi, Highlander. Welcome in. But yeah, anywho. Duke is playing Anno 1800. Yeah, Anno 1800. For $200, I'll give you his Xbox handle. 200? No? 300? And you guys can go and download the game and wreck his world. No, I'm just kidding. But he does. What's the other one you play? What's the war one you play? Arma. That's his favorite. And then what's the other one? The one with the lobbies that are like a fever dream where they're playing a bunch of different music. You could fight in any war. Is that Arma? No, hell. What is it? No. Hold Fast. Hold Fast and Arma are his other ones. Those are online games. So, for a few $100s, I'll give you his Xbox handle and you guys can join him.
There you go. All right. So what was the last thing you talked about in terms of the topic? Well,
I was just saying, like, you left out the
wrap it up.
Instagram thing. And I was just saying that it was interesting that she didn't have to delete her Instagram when Myron has been preaching for years.
Very vocal about it, actually.
These hoes need to delete their Instagrams or whatever, right?
And that's like, I know Aber preaches more kind of in the middle, a little on the left side. And their takes come with a lot of receipts. And they did point that out, and the amount of pictures that they showed with a lot of blurring, by the way, might I
Oh
add,
yeah.
because
But
she
it's
was exposing a lot of herself on
yeah.
Instagram.
Which like, listen, do you, but you preach that that B better delete her Instagram if she's dating me, blah 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 blah. And she didn't. So
She
anyway.
didn't. She really didn't. So
Kudos to Angie for cucking Myron.
it just showed, and I think this is very few men that can do this. And Justin Waller, as much as he is a bit of a douchebaggery, at least he is very truthful from what I could tell. I think there was still a little hurt on her end,
Oh yeah.
the wife, of living that life. But as she had said, I've had guys cheat on me that don't tell me. At least Justin does.
Yeah.
So is that the way to do it? Maybe for her it works out in the end, and it works better than her previous relationship. So
I honestly, to be honest with you, was more concerned about the fact that they're not legally married.
in the eyes of safety and divorce, I mean, you can be not married, but you can be common law. And the
Well, I
thing
mean,
with
well,
law
yeah, I don't know what
is you're
I don't know
married.
what the laws are in Louisiana.
Depends on the state.
But yeah. I was like,
so-
girl, what? What?
If you're gonna put your eggs all in one basket, and like as a girl who is head over heels over someone and wants to believe in true love and blah 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 blah, you know, sounds romantic, but at this rate, if they were if he was to say, I'll take care of my kids, and that's the one thing, is the red pill also kind of and correct me if I'm wrong, chat, don't take care of that nasty hoe AF mom.
I mean, they pay, but that's
I
it.
think you can still pay for your kids, but the hard part is within the eye of the courts, it's hard to decipher where mom and kid lay, because you still have to just give them money regardless.
My thing is these guys, and Elon Musk is the same way. I know he's like the blueprint. Anyway, we all know how I feel about him. He has all these kids, he pays for them, but they preach about the nuclear family, and they preach about, like Myron even said it in that clip we watched. Well, her parents are still together and she has a dad at home. Okay, well, you're a dad and you're not at home. So like,
and they do talk about how they have the
but
lanes.
I pay her bills.
My
But
lane
you're
is this.
not at home, right? But they're never at home. They have like Nick Cannon, Elon Musk, all these guys. Myron, unfortunately, Andrew Tate, God help us all. I have all these kids. At least Justin Waller goes home. Like, I'm not a big fan of the guy, but honestly, this Louis Theroux documentary made me like him a smidge more, because you know what he
he's at
does?
least
He
truthful.
goes home. Yep. And he's with his kids. His kids flat out were like, Daddy, like they know who he is. Myron's
Well, Myron doesn't have kids, so
yes,
we
he
can't.
does. Yes, he does.
Oh, does he?
Uh-huh. I don't know how many. I don't think he's Andrew Tate level, but he's got kids. Andrew Tate has kids. Obviously Elon Musk. They don't go home. They don't spend time. Okay, your paycheck, cool. How does that help the situation when you are having daughters and sons, but daughters, keyword here, who are just going to be raised by single moms, which you hate because you aren't married to these women and you don't go home? What is the point here? Because you can. That's why. That's all it is because I can, because I have money and I have a PP, and women like monies and PPs, and therefore I get to have all these kids and carry on my genetic legacy, and it doesn't matter. But I'm going to preach, but on my YouTube channel, I'm going to whine and complain about how the nuclear family is dead and no one ever wants to be together anymore and divorce rates are high, blah, 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 this, that, and the other, when you aren't even going home to raise your children. Why should I listen to you? At least Justin Waller goes the heck home.
The thing I think is this big trap for men, vulnerable men, I'm not saying men, is that you just want to feel heard, just like women. with whatever movements out there, by the way, because we've heard and seen it.
Yeah.
You want to feel heard. You want to aspire to something, getting women in this case. Okay. Sure. Great. And then feel validated. And that, I'm sorry, when it comes to the extremism of the listen to what I'm saying without do what I'm saying, but pay me.
Yep.
Because that happens in this.
None of these guys practice what they preach.
Yeah. They co-opt the movement to benefit themselves. At least some of the influencers that Louis Theroux had talked to. You get these guys to listen to your streams. Oh, women suck, blah, 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 blah. Now invest in yourself. By the way, invest in this investing company, which I'm going to get a part of. But at least the one that Louis did. I'm not saying all of them are like that. Maybe research what you're going to do. But he lost a majority, if not all his money.
Yeah.
Doing the investments that they recommended. There are a lot of investment podcasts that are out there that I would listen to before a red pillar.
If Elon were to donate to a sperm bank, he would achieve the same end. Yeah, without the child support.
Yeah.
So he would be richer. I mean, he's already rich. So like,
I mean,
it's
without
fine, but-
Ashley St. Clair, I think Elon was in a better spot, but she's a wild card. I'm sure he didn't anticipate.
He should have the hot to crazy scale with that one has been
that's why basketball players wrap it up and take it home with them.
We all knew she was cray years ago. She's flip-flopped on her stand. Anyway, it doesn't matter, but
absolutely. So we got Highlander for $2. Says my grandma was 80% Irish. Her name was Iris. That's so sweet. Thank you.
Aww.
Poseidon can't offer marriage, but if you visit Houston, I will take you to that really nice steakhouse I told you about back during Christmas. I do love a good steak. I remember.
Do you even remember what he's talking about? No.
Maybe, but I do love steak. We went to Vivo in Orlando at the parks, and Disbrew, I remember, had a 14-ounce steak, and I was watching him eat it. I'm like, I respect that. I love a good steak. And I mean, Texas also really good steak. Ooh, really good steak. No, Highlander's making fun of me. I don't know what this all means. Highlander for $2 says other girls didn't like my insect puns.
Stop, but Patty did. Stop.
I love that. Now we have to be butterfree.
Wait, did Disbrew go to a steakhouse? All right, anyway, we have topics. The Bachelorette. Let's focus.
Yes, the Bachelorette. Because we have like a lot of side topics, by the way. But
We're
so
gonna get through
last
them.
week
We have 20 minutes. It's fine.
Yeah,
You know what? We'll go a little later. It's okay.
I did math single guy cooking, by the way, on stream. Mind math. It was amazing. So anyways, last week we talked about the new season of The Bachelorette, which was supposed to air this past Sunday.
I'm upset. I wanted them to air it.
Because I really wanted to see the train wreck. So let's talk about this. The girl who is the Bachelorette, named Taylor Frankie Paul, who is an ex or current Mormon wife. By
She
the
can't
way,
decide. She goes back and forth. It's a whole thing.
was picked as the Bachelorette. Fine, whatever, crazy. I had a funny tweet here, by the way. Let me see if I can find it. Harrison Crank. This is modern dating. If you want to get a glimpse into how bad modern dating culture has gotten, 22 men are about to compete on national television for the chance to marry a single mom of 3 who cheated on her previous husband, which was publicized, by the way. It was part of the season of Mormon Wives, and has an open domestic assault case against her. Also public. It's not like it's hidden.
Yep.
And that's your next bachelorette. And we talked about that last week. You said there was someone absolutely way cuter, way hotter, way sweeter
Oh, Madison,
of a
yeah.
person to
No.
choose from. But you chose this lady who I don't think she's the ugliest. Okay. Let's not get our panties in a twist. She's not the ugliest person out there. When you put Madison up against her, which I do not have a picture of, by the way, I don't know why they didn't choose Madison.
Yeah,
Just
Miranda.
physical
Sorry,
enough.
not Madison. Miranda.
Miranda.
Sorry.
My
Miranda.
bad. My
Either
bad.
way. Yeah, no, either way. It's fine.
So yeah, that is modern dating. So within the last week, so last week, Wednesday, we're like, okay, this is crazy. This girl literally had all this. This is all public, by the way. The housewives, Mormon wives, did a show, was like, I don't know how this girl's a bachelorette. Also weird. And then on top of that, her ex, father of her daughter, correct me if I'm wrong, Dakota.
No. Okay.
You go, girl.
Let me just, okay. So
let me stretch here.
Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Also, if you are in for the drama, I highly recommend you watch it if you haven't yet. You want to talk about brain rot, but it's entertaining. Anyway, back in 2021, there was a mom that went viral for dancing a TikTok dance while her son, her baby son, had like a tube in his nose, he had a respiratory infection. That one went viral. It was even on Twitter. I feel like that will trigger some of your guys' brains. She was like doing a dance when your son has whatever, right? And he's like in an incubator. Anyway.
That's the broad.
Yes. So she is a mom on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. She went viral. That's what triggered the whole thing. That's how we got the show. The first season of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives talks about that, but it also opens with Taylor Frankie Paul and her body cam footage from the cops, which has now been released by TMZ in full, but Hulu cut it, so we did get to see a little bit of it, and like how they're both recovering from this traumatic events. That's how the show started. Taylor Frankie Paul was married, I believe his name was Tate, to a man, Tate, I think, which is where the daughter comes in, and I believe they actually have 2 kids together, neither here nor there. They do this swinging scandal with Miranda. We love Miranda, but she's a hot mess also.
Oh,
okay.
It's not even swinging. It's supposed to be softcore swinging.
Whatever, they were swinging. It doesn't matter. But with Miranda and Chase, her husband. Chase was Miranda's husband. After Taylor admitted to everything, she got divorced. Now Dakota, she dated right after this, a rebound guy, and she got pregnant with his baby, which she has during the show. Dakota is a heroin addict, and he's something. There are neither victims nor aggressors. They're both victims and they're both aggressors. It's a hot mess. Express, she is not this innocent little angel that Hulu tried to pin her out to be. Kudos to Hulu. And it is all a big mess. They're still off and on in the show right now. We just got the 4th season. I'm getting ready to watch it. I'm catching up.
Oh, they were so on that she hooked up with him before headed out to the Bachelorette.
Yes. They're off and on bad. It's a toxic. They're both very toxic for each other. I think we've all known somebody that is like, you two are toxic for each other. You need to stay far, far away. He is a heroin addict, possible former, although nobody can really figure that part out. It's all bad. She drinks in the video of the body cam footage where she's throwing things at him. She is shit-faced, absolutely punk drunk.
We're not going to watch that because that's
it's pretty
TOS.
crazy, but she is absolutely drunk. So that's the show has been about this whole thing, how the Bachelor series ever let her be. If this was roles reversed, they never would have let this man. Like if it had been a
man would ever be allowed to be on a Bachelorette show, by the way. I think that they wanted the spicy version of whoever Taylor Frankie Paul is on Mormon Wives, which I don't know.
She hasn't changed much, to be honest with you.
And they wanted her to have a redemption story, but even if they did create a redemption story, I'm sorry, if you're in allegations where you have domestic violence, that's one thing. The video is so damning where you hit your own child, where she's like, I put my family first. Well, not from what I've seen. And I'm sorry, you can have context and context and context in a narrative, but if you were to fight with your ex, whoever the baby daddy, husband, or boyfriend, whoever it is, and you hit your own child, I don't think you're winning that.
Yep.
And so we're in the spot where ABC has, let me see if I can find the article here. I actually was shocked they didn't even announce it last Wednesday. Cancels her season of The Bachelorette.
Never in my life.
Well, this has never happened.
This has never happened. And here, the really sick part is that ABC's like, we're gonna stand with the family, meaning her. I don't know why.
But the thing is, she doesn't stand for her own family.
And my other favorite part about this is there are the bachelors of the show are, I don't know if they're going through with it or not, but they apparently are suing ABC. Because as you all know, because we've talked, this is how this channel started, for the Bachelor and Bachelorette, you have to literally dedicate your lives for months. So a lot of people quit their jobs. They go into debt because they have to go on the show and they have to commit to, what is it, 6 months? And they may not make it that far, but at least 6 months for this show to film and air, and or not air, but show to film and whatnot. So most people, if they actually have jobs, quit them. It's very rare. It happens, but it's very rare for people to go back to their jobs if you have a crap ton of PTO, I guess. But for the most part, people put their literal lives on hold and quit their jobs and move and like have to leave their pets. Like there's been men and women over the years in general where they're single and they have a dog or a cat they have to leave with their parents or a friend or whatever, and they're worried about them, blah, blah, like all this stuff. And so these men are suing ABC for collateral damages, which I find hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have a case, but kudos to them.
I don't know either because it's America. You can sue anyone.
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
I don't know, but kudos.
This is 2023, by the way. We're in 2026.
Yeah, so this is the thing too, is like we've known about this since 2023. This has been public, and this was shown on the I guess the first episode of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Not the whole
video?
Yes, this video. Not the whole thing, but it's cut. So it starts off with her. You know how they do like the in-chair interviews? Like on Bachelor, they do the in-chair interviews. So it's Taylor and she comes in and she sits down. It's like a big sigh. And the producer is like, do you want to walk us through what happened? This is right before filming Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So
they know. Disney knows.
Oh, Disney, Hulu, Disney, ABC, they all knew. Like this was part of the drama. This was in the advertising for the show Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Like Taylor Frankie Paul, not only did she come out and talk about swinging because Mormons are a hot heckin' mess or whatever, but now she's also, facing charges for abuse or domestic, whatever it was. And it's like, oh, the drama. And you're like, I'm going to watch this. And they showed parts of this, not the whole thing, but they showed this beginning part for sure with her against the wall.
I'm outside my house and he's inside. Bring him out here and me inside. This is my house.
Right. And we can do that here in a minute. We were just hoping that a little bit of breathing cold air would be nice. Hey.
She completely ignores him. She's so drunk. She's probably high too, but she's drunk AF.
No, Taylor, okay.
Hey,
get
Taylor,
out of my house.
When I told you how this was going down, okay, we're trying to be kind right now and just find out what's going on. But if you stop listening to the things we're saying,
okay, you're good. You're good. You're good. No worries. You're being nice. I get it. You're good. I get it.
So when I say
he's pushed me in my garage, the man in my garage to my kids' stuff.
Your children are here, and you need to stop yelling, and you need to take your volume down considerably.
You're good. Understandable. You're right.
And so when I asked you not to make a phone call right now, and you're doing
is what illegal?
No, but what I'm saying is
Dad
being problematic.
He's coming to my house. They go to push me in my garage, and the police are saying that I can't talk about
No, that's not what we're saying at all.
What are you saying? What are you saying? Just curious.
I'm saying for you to take deep breaths because you're very intoxicated and you're screaming in
Sure.
the street.
But he was
and you're
pushing me.
refusing to calm down, and you're being very loud while your children are trying to
Sleep
relax.
upstairs with the white noise.
What about that one right there, sitting on the couch?
What's up?
Yes. We're gonna be. Yeah. You just need to chill. What I'm telling you.
Anyways, so this is the one that was in Mormon Wives.
Yeah, so not this part, but the outside, and I think there's more outside clips, but they cut it so you can see like he's in my house. Like they really tried to make her 100%
This is a long 8-minute clip. We're
it's
not
a
gonna go
long
through
video,
everything.
but yeah, so it's hilarious because that was Hulu's whole premise, which I'm not mad at Hulu for because I'm here for the drive. I'll bring it. Let's go. But that was Hulu's whole premise behind the show was she came out, she went viral. This mom talk situation was like in trouble on TikTok because they were swinging and all this stuff. And now she is being, I think she got arrested. And I mean, she was let go, but initially she got booked. Probably because she was acting like an insubordinate brat, but that's a whole nother thing. And now we know this, but at the time, Hulu only had like the outside. So at the beginning where she's standing against that wall, that's in the show. And then I think she ends up going back outside or something, but a lot of the inside stuff is not there, but they clip it so it sounds like she's the victim. She's crying, on the phone with dad, and he hit me, blah, 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 blah.
I honestly,
now we know that's not true.
Even if she is a victim, the fact is, the video out there shows you trying to abuse your abuser back, but also hurting your own child. And even if you try to protect your family, that's not what that shows. And I'm sorry.
The crazy thing is when you watch the show, and I had this thought, because my brain works that way, but I was like, you never see her other kids. It's only eventually she has the baby with Dakota. But the other two kids, she talks about, and she has like, oh, I have the kids this weekend or whatever. And her mom, Leanne, comes over and helps her with the two kids. And I was kind of like, that's kind of weird. Like, why doesn't she have it? At the time they chalk it up to like, oh, well, they don't want them to be on camera because they're older. And I was like, okay. But now I'm thinking it's because she doesn't have custody. And he
probably not for good sense, realistically speaking.
Crazy. It's insane town in there. And listen, Dakota's not innocent either. It's like a Johnny Depp, Amber Heard situation. They're both terrible for each other. They're both pieces of crap people, and they feed on each other's. They feed on each other's negative, worst habits. And the fact that I'm the victim, blah, blah, girl, sit down. And that's the other thing too is you cannot take accountability.
But how you react to it has not shown that you're a victim.
If anything, she's as bad as he is. Yeah.
So anyways,
I'm so sad. Play the tapes. Show the tapes. I want to see the show. Play it anyway. Fuck it.
I do, but it's worse because I mean they lost Cinnabon, which I mean arguably isn't that huge of a risk-averse season, but
I think Cinnabon was a sponsor.
Me neither. They really were hope. I mean, like ever since letting go of Chris Harrison, the show hasn't been doing well, which is fair. He is kind of the heart of the show with the rotating bachelorettes that are in there, and it is a passing of the torch. It wasn't like he was like, I'm tired, old, and whatnot. I want to retire. No. It was whatever they wanted to do. This nail is absolutely in the coffin for Bachelorette because they lost reportedly $100 million.
Oh my God.
In this season. You cannot recoup the costs.
Nope.
You cannot recoup the costs of your production, your staff, your producers, all that. These slots that were required to fill this time slot, by the way, which is probably a big slot.
Yeah. The only way you can recoup any of that money is to release it. Just drop it. And
I think they should have
figure out. And then like figure out maybe like half the proceeds go to a domestic violence charity or something to placate everybody, but people are gonna watch. I know I was one of them for the train wreck. Like there ain't no
I
way.
want to still, to be honest.
They should at this point just drop it, but I don't know how that works with like paying her, and I mean it may
No, she's
impede,
probably
like, a
paid
legal case.
as
I
per
don't know.
contract. There's a lot of people
Maybe,
paid as
yeah.
per contract. And that's the thing is like ABC and Disney, by the way, Disney, they have the money to pay this. So it's like,
Oh,
it's just I think the Bachelor and Bachelorette are done after this. So, as you said earlier, according to TMZ, 5 contestants from Paul's canceled season are considering legal action against ABC and WB Discovery. They reportedly feel they put their lives and jobs on hold for a show, only for it to be scrapped before airing. They've done this with Bachelor and Bachelorette before. If you really want to fall in love, it really doesn't matter. And I agree with that. To
I think
be
this is
honest,
the first time it's been a violent thing, though.
But if it didn't work out with her, are you happy it didn't work out? I'm happy.
It's just
Is that
crazy
right?
to me. It's crazy to me because I mean, I don't know about now, but you know, they always talk about how they vet people. I mean, you always have the crazies on purpose, right? For dramatic effect.
Absolutely.
Of course, but they're not like, I'm gonna throw chairs at you and then, you know, put you in my basement crazy.
But
They're you know,
that's the problem with a show like that.
they
is
knew
like,
exactly what they were doing.
So Jillian Anderson here, as a former Bachelor contestant, I can tell you that ABC thoroughly vets every part of your personal history. Given that Frankie Taylor Paul already had a public profile, which also worked with ABC and Disney, it's hard to believe that they didn't know exactly who she was going into the season. And I really did think that the whole idea of a redemption arc with whatever Mormon lives, whatever was previously, could have been actually good. It would have been entertaining regardless. And I mean, they were like, there's no rules with her.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody broke down. So they released the list, and I was trying to see if I could find the reel. Can't find it. So a girl, they released the list of the 22 guys, and this girl went through and like ran checks on them, like Googled them or whatever. They were the creme de la creme. One guy was like one of those super weird Jared Leto hippie types where he's like, I'm gonna be one with the earth and blah blah blah, nothing matters. And like, I mean, and that was like the normal one. She's like, I'm gonna go through all 22, but I've just reached the top 3 and I have concerns. So this season would definitely, she's like, release the tapes. We want to see it.
Yeah. No,
Put it
I
behind
agree.
a paywall. I don't care. But yeah,
I would
they
pay
knew.
that paywall $100 at least.
They knew,
just to watch this.
ABC knew exactly, because ABC and forget the Disney aspect. Okay. ABC and Hulu knew exactly what they were doing. I mean, Hulu, obviously, they knew that was the whole point, right? And that's fine. I'm not mad at Hulu, but ABC knew exactly what she was. It's not the same as if they were to pluck you and me from the street and be like, hey, are we the next Bachelorette? Let's vet your history or whatever. And then you find out some bombshell. That's her whole thing was public. This body cam footage was public, in not all of it, but in Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. That's how the show starts. It's her and Whitney dancing with her baby in the NICU. Like, that's how the show, it was focused on the two of them. And it's like, how somebody needs to be fired in the Bachelor sphere. Because how did you think, I know you guys ratings are dropping, but let's like use our brains.
Let's not use an abuser as our lead. I think if they were to really want to like increase ratings, you go for an influencer that is the all-American type. Like the Brett Coopers of the world.
Yeah, maybe try that angle. Maybe try, I don't know.
I mean,
but
Brett Cooper obviously
just,
is married,
listen,
but like
the
someone like
TMZ,
that.
The video footage of their fight with the chairs being thrown where Dakota's recording, that was never public. That was part of the court case. TMZ got a hold of it. I cannot stand TMZ. They're shady AF. That's neither here nor there. But TMZ is the one that released that. They're the ones that released that. Dakota did not release it. TMZ did. They got it from the court case. So nobody had seen that footage until this point. I don't know if ABC did. I don't know if Hulu did. But judging by the court case, which is public, the court case itself is public. You can Google it and you can read
Arrests
like the
are public.
charges.
Of course, it's public.
Right, the arrest is public. Like maybe we don't make her the Bachelorette in general, just be on the safe side, and then when it comes out, should it come out that she's a true victim and he is a piece of crap, blah blah, then we reassess, right? But now it's come out that she's not that at all, and she's actually quite nasty herself. That's a whole. It's a whole thing. Anyway, release the tape.
They should have got Sabrina Carpenter as the Bachelorette. It probably would have been better. I'm not saying it's that much better, but it's better. But if I were to say, like, in terms of like reality star / celebrity that would have been like ready for marriage, I would have enjoyed watching. Who would have enjoyed watching? I don't even know.
Nothing.
Zendaya.
Oh, can we have a reality show about Zendaya and Tom Holland's love? That'd be cool.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying realistically thinking someone who I'd actually enjoy watching falling in love, getting a person.
I got nothing.
Henry Cavill, why are you with someone?
Oh, Henry Cavill would be cute though too with Natalie. Are they still together? I'm assuming.
I assume the child and all. Sydney Sweeney, ooh. No,
her life is a train wreck too. She left her fiance for who now?
Scooter Braun. Allegedly. I don't know if they're actually together. It's just
I feel
rumors.
like you should have left him for Glenn Powell. At least that would have made sense.
Oh my god, Glenn Powell as your bachelor.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Girlies would love to eat that crap all up. Even one of the BTS boys, even if it's foreign, I don't care. I'm sure someone would like them. But anyways, before we end, I did watch the Jubilee video of Jillian Michaels.
Oh, I haven't seen the whole thing, but I've seen clips.
It's so good.
Oh my god!
Like I didn't watch The Biggest Loser. I watched the documentary, and like she is a very well-rounded speaker, and she actually did a post this event, whatever this is called, with one of the other participants, and they're actually friends, so it's actually quite interesting watching friends debate. And it's honestly, I have a lot more respect for Jillian after seeing her in this. But
she was so classy. The whole, from the clips I've seen, she kept it together. She's way more patience than I do, but that also comes from Biggest Loser. Like Biggest Loser was, I loved Biggest Loser.
It's therapy.
I was so rooting for those
therapy.
People. Yeah.
So she came in with claims, and then a bunch of as I like to call them, fatfluencers wanted to debate her on this. So this is the claim here: obesity is not health, and pretending it is puts lives at risk.
Amen.
So
sister.
the claim that you're saying is that it is inherently unhealthy to live in a fat body.
It's inherently unhealthy to have excess body fat. Yes.
Okay. Where are you getting that information from?
Oh, okay.
Okay. So fact checked here on the side here, according to the WHO and Center for Health Control and Prevention, excess body fat, particularly at levels classified as obesity, is associated with increased risks of type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and certain cancers, something I've learned in school as well. High blood pressure and premature death. However, body fat is not the only determinant of health. Physical activity, diet quality, genetics, and metabolic markers are also major roles. Agreed.
Okay. There are dozens of MRT trials that show having excess body fat. Dozens is causal, not correlated.
Oh, no, that's not true. There's no disease that just fat-bodied people get.
I didn't say that. But obesity lends itself to all-cause mortality across the board. Have you heard of something called adiposopathy? Okay, so you know it means literally sick fat. And you understand how it works? Okay, tell me how it works.
I don't think she does.
So it's
what?
I said, I don't think she does.
Oh, we're about to hear it because I watched the whole video and a lot.
I don't even know what that is. I'm gonna Google it so I can wait. Hold on.
Adiposity. So let's hear what she has to say on what she believes this is.
Additional layer of fat in the stomach area.
No, that's not what it is. It works as follows. When we eat too much food that has energy that we're not utilizing, the body needs to put that energy somewhere, right? So it puts it in fat cells. So it puts it in initially subcutaneous fat cells, a little bit of visceral fat, which is fat around the organs. And at first you have hyperplasia, which means we're recruiting new little fat cells, which isn't necessarily a bad thing up to a point. Now, the issue is that once you can no longer recruit more fat cells, right, you get hypertrophy. So the fat cells start to expand. And this is exceptionally dangerous because what ends up happening is the blood vessels get outpaced. So the fat cells can't get oxygen and they start screaming, literally. And when they do, they release cytokines, inflammatory proteins, right?
I want to pause.
Of course you do want to pause because it's irrefutable. You don't even know what I'm talking about.
Anyways, so this type of conversation happens a lot, and I think that if you want to, you should actually go see the video in full context. It's an hour and 40-minute debate, and I don't actually like the way that they do this sort of debate where it's like, oh, we vote people out if we don't like what they're talking about, and there's only 20 minutes, so if you hit the 20-minute mark, right when it gets to a good conversation, they stop it. But what I gather, the majority of the talks that they had is Jillian and them also really have very aligning thoughts on body positivity. It's just, I find a lot of body positivity ends up being me, 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 my experience, me, 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 me. Which, I mean, it is an idea of body positivity, but at the same time, body positivity, and Jillian does ask this a lot during the conversations. All right, so what should we do next? And they have nothing.
No,
it's almost like the red pill.
Guys. Yeah.
They have
How do we
no
fix
answer.
it? Well, you don't fix it. Oh,
well, and that's the problem. It's like, okay, I understand how red pill is a little more difficult because it's a systemic thing. But the thing is, what they try to do in body positivity is they say it's your fault for not accepting us. But how do we get you to accept? There was one conversation that was so frustrating. It's like, okay, so who should you talk to? That's a medical professional that's body positive. And they had no answer. And you're like, I want you guys to have such a constructive conversation because I get it. The fat positivity, I actually do think, and I agree with this, is that you come to an understanding on why you eat too much or don't work out or whatever it is. And Jillian touches on this. It's like, were you touched as a kid? Were you this or that? Your bad relationship with food, was that because your mom put that on you? Once you heal that, then you can actually make good choices and changes in your life.
Yep.
But the thing is, they're like, it's always like, no, you guys can just accept who I am, what this, blah, 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 blah. But one of her analogies, and I loved it, paraphrasing, of course, is people don't like who I am. Jillian. They can have their opinions. And I maybe I want to change their opinion, but I won't be able to change their opinion. And how I take that opinion should really matter more than their opinion. And that's something we've seen time and time and time again with our media in the nerd sphere. And it's kind of crazy that, sure, fat positive people, which also is linked with a bunch of other things because they also talk about DEI and blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, it frustrated me so much when they're like, the BMI scale is based on a white man. Sure.
It's not just BMI though. That's it. Listen, BMI, I find that kind of stuff absolute crap. I don't want to say for the most part, but in some cases, yes. I do think a lot of studies, and we've found this out about the sleeping study. I talked about this a couple weeks ago, where it's come out now that they actually didn't do we need a minimum of however many hours of sleep on women. It was only men, and they've been doing it on women. It shows that we need a little bit more because of our hormone imbalance and stuff. Anywho, that's neither here nor there. Here's my thing is, if you feel like you are having a problem with your weight, like me right now, even at only a comparatively speaking minimal weight gain, but for me it's a lot. You're hiking and you can't breathe. It's outside, it's hot, you can't breathe. Not because it's hot, but because moving in the heat makes you can't breathe. Like that, you know your body better than anybody. BMI, blah, blah, blah. And BMI is not a catch and all, because we're all built weirdly. Like that, what is her name? Alona Mayer, the rugby player, technically her body, her BMI is way more.
No, but
right? She's obese technically, but
when
she's
it
not
comes to
crazy.
sports, I can agree with this. When
It's
it comes
like,
to sports players, they do not belong on the BMI scale. I agree with that. But then they're like, oh, Black women aren't accommodated in the BMI scale. I'm like, but have you measured your fat? They bring up DEXA, which is I'm gonna actually means, which is a measurement bone density test, dual energy X-ray absorptiometry, so that they can actually measure like at a finer detail. Or personally, the best is the water displacement test for body fat. They're like, oh, but if I have 30-40% body fat, I'm still healthy. You might be healthy mentally, might be, but when it comes to actually being healthy, can you climb up like 2 sets of stairs without breathing heavy? I'm not saying you have to be the fittest person, but if you cannot walk up 2 flights of stairs without dying, I think that might be something. There might be something wrong with you. Black women in the US are statistically more obese. And that's the other thing, is like, as much
I don't know
as
why, but it's true.
I actually think it's a genetic thing. It's a genetic thing. You have a more difficult time keeping the weight off. And I think we have to acknowledge that. Yes, the BMI scale is not made for you. It's not based on you. I understand that. But if we look at, say, your body fat percentage is more than 30% or higher, that's not healthy.
Yeah. It's not, and that's for anybody. And then of course, like, it changes, of course, height, body shape. No,
But your
nobody's
body
big
fat
boned.
percentage
It
doesn't
exact-
change. It's based
Well,
on
no,
your
but
height
like
and weight.
like 25% body fat on somebody my size versus 25% body fat on Henry Cavill is completely different body fat, right? Because we have men and women, but also Alona Mayer, even she probably has about 20% body fat, and she could whip me into the ground and then some. But my 25% body fat at my stature and my body like shape is going to be way different than even her or Vanessa Williams, Venus and Vanessa Williams, Serena Williams. They are you know who I'm talking about. Their stature, it's their body, their sport. Like, yes, I know they're athletes, but they're also, their body types are very different. So like that also, I think, needs to be taken in consideration as well. Like, I gain weight in my lower half very easily. So that's going to be a different type of body mass that I need to measure than somebody who's narrow, straight, and skinny. If that makes sense. I don't know that body mass index is a good enough broad for shapes. And I'm not using that as an excuse, but like, I'm bottom heavy. So I'm pear shaped, so I'm bottom heavy. So my 25% is going to be very different than like Krista's 25%. She's very narrow. She's very tiny. She's very skinny. She's very small framed. And so her 25% and my 25% are going to look different. Is it the same amount of obesity or overweight? Maybe because we're the same height. Or does that change because she has more of a narrow frame and I have more of a wider frame? I don't know. I have no idea. But
Even as an X-ray tech, even if someone who has a wider frame, smaller frame, I almost guarantee you, based on just X-rays of hips that I've done, all y'all are the same. I would say less than 5 people I have met are big boned.
No, I would say big boned is not a thing. And I'm not even talking about it. I'm just talking about the way, like I have a
I'm saying big bone, big hipped.
I'm very narrow here. So up here, I actually we just did this today. I got a cute little like athletic dress from Sam's Club. I got a medium and it fits me great, except for up here. Because I have small boobs for one, but two, I have a small torso. I always have, but I have a wider hip ratio comparatively. So I have a hard time finding like bodysuits and stuff that fit me because they'll fit me either here or here. There's no in between. So when I say like our frames are different, I mean like the shape of like, yes, we all have the same skeleton, but the muscle on the outside is different. So like I'm very small up top and very much more wider at the bottom. So my 25% body fat is going to look different and maybe, I don't know, measure different than somebody like Sydney Sweeney, who is very top heavy and very narrow bottom. She may very well have 25%. Is that all boob? Is it because she's slightly taller? It's going to be a different. So I don't know that, especially for women, I don't know that BMI is a good way to
It is a way to do it. I would say, generally speaking, most people will fall into the BMI scale and be able to tell if you are a healthy or unhealthy weight. Now, contextualize diseases, disorders, and all that, sure. And this is where, as women in the nerd space, we are the rule, not the general. Most of us are probably the general, not the rule. If you watch the Jubilee video, there's one girl who I actually think is probably the rule. She has, I don't remember the word for it. It is like her boobs will grow forever type of thing.
Oh, must be nice.
Exactly. Jillian actually was like, as a small girl, I'm jealous
How
of you.
do we get that?
Yeah, but like when you're younger and that's not something that you had been diagnosed to at that point, and you're like, you're overweight, blah, blah, blah. A BMI scale literally is not the rule for you because you're not the generalized audience. So we have to also take that into context. Like if we were like freaking like Selena Gomez with her lupus, right? You know, she was yo-yoing her weight because her body was attacking her own body. She is a rule, not the generalized. And I think that's something that we have to take into context when it comes to body positivity. Most of us probably are generalized. Which is
well,
sad.
and AP brings up a good point too. Like The Rock is considered obese,
But he is absolutely uber fit. He is
but
not.
most athletes are. That's the crazy part, is if you take any of these football players and you can see it, like their little belly is hanging over their pants.
They are the
especially in
rule.
NFL.
They're the rule, not the generalized. We have to
So it's
remember that. Like,
but
how
that's
many
the thing is-
people are athletes in their lives? Like,
None of
not
us.
that many.
But that's the thing, is the problem is that everybody in the general boring population takes BMI as gospel when it shouldn't be, if that makes any sense. Because, and I'm not saying that, no, don't take it into consideration, but it shouldn't be taken as gospel, because that same scale also will tell you that Gronkowski, one of the fittest freaking athletes you'll ever see, even though he's kind of chunky looking, is technically got a huge BMI and probably borderline obese at his peak.
But at that
And he
rate,
wasn't.
you can
But
still
that's
do.
where,
You can do hip to waist ratio. You can do actual clinical measurements of what your body fat percentage is.
But most people don't.
But maybe it's access. I don't know. But I think internally, all of us know whether we're healthy or not.
Yeah. Well, you would, yeah. And that's like trust your instincts. Like I know that I'm not healthy right now because of the way I feel. I get tired easily. I have a hard time, whatever, like whatever it is, everybody can relate and just go off of that. The problem is that people and doctors too, general doctors as a whole, of course, there's exceptions, don't come for me, but as a whole, they measure you and they're like, oh, well, you have this and you're obese and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I'm also whatever. And so it just is, everybody takes it as like this gospel when I don't think it should be for the general population. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm talking about that.
I think for the general population, BMI is the quick, easy way to just see quickly, okay, is this person healthy or not?
In some cases, yeah, for
But
sure.
you have to remember when people are going to their general practitioner, they're also getting a panel of their blood.
Yeah, which I want to do, but I'm
Right?
scared.
Like you should, like realistically, blood can tell you a lot more than just height and weight.
Yes, do blood work instead of BMI testing because all BMI testing is going to tell you.
Well, no, that's height and weight. You can do that on your own at home.
Well, yeah, but do blood work more than anything, and I want to.
Like see your cholesterol panel, the lipids, the amount of sugar in your blood, the insulin, doing your blood fasting sugars and whatnot. Like that, I think is a better idea of what's happening in the body. Now, people with higher BMIs, and we're talking about like super high on the BMI where they're like, oh, body fat positivity. And you'll see some of the people that go on this type of show. You know, they have type 2 diabetes.
Yes.
It's not healthy. Type 2 is a preventable diabetes up to a certain point. Of course, there's a genetic predisposition for it. I'm not arguing against it. But as someone who has witnessed uncles and aunts and my own family, my mom and dad, where they have gone backwards or forwards into it based on their choices. You know, I really want them to stay healthy. I like for them to be as alive as
Yeah,
long as
and I
possible.
think things like I know not everybody agrees with him, but I think like RFK Jr. coming in and regulating our ingredients just like every other freaking country does, that will help in general. We are addicted to food as a whole. And you can blame A, B, and C. That's a whole nother topic.
Sugar is addictive.
It's addictive. It's processed, which makes it even more addictive. Just like the screens, this is a circle back moment with the kids earlier that we talked about. They get addicted to these shows, which makes them hyperactive, which makes them blah, blah. It's all these things, you know, and now we are hopefully on the right track with removing some of this stuff, which will help. And a lot of it is habitual as well. And not everybody is willing to admit that, right? I know I have food problems because my mother had food problems, and I'm willing to admit that. I try to fix it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's a constant battle, blah, blah, blah. But it was also a constant battle for her. We also learned, forget genetics. And I would argue, and a study would need to be done, but just from my own personal experience, I would say that a majority of the stuff is not actually genetics. It's habitual. And it's watching our parents, whether that's our mothers, our fathers, maybe we were raised by our whatever, the influence in our lives struggle with this exact same thing and never get it fixed. And so we carry those habits, the bad ones, into our adult lives. And there's two types of people. There are people that look at that and go, never, I'm never going to be like that. I'm abhorred.
You need to watch this debate then.
Right?
I think you need to watch this
They
debate.
go that way. And there are other people that know that there's a problem, but they don't know how to fix it. And so they end up falling into those habits. And then that splits and they fall into those habits so badly that they end up on my 600-pound life.
I almost guarantee you, just judging from things that I've listened to, learned from, and all that, that it is a problem mentally.
Oh yeah.
90% of the time it's a problem mentally that you do not even know that is like egging on you, and then you use food as a dopamine hit, and that's why it is your comfort.
100%. I would say if you were to break it down and really study people, this much percent, this much is actually a genetic situation. Everything else is nature or nurture, and it's mental, and it's habitual, and maybe it's trauma related. Either way, it's all mental related. I would say it's probably 90-10, and that's being generous, because and that's just from my own personal experience trying to figure it out. And so, but I would say if you were to break it down, I would guarantee you there's some mental things going on with the majority. It's not genetic like everybody says. And maybe this much is. And I'm not saying there aren't genetic defects or genetic predispositions. Obviously those exist, but I would say it's probably about this much, whereas the rest of it is habitual, mental, whatever. And that it is what it is. And it doesn't help, of course, that our food is so terrible. But we need to step back and admit our own realities, which is really hard to do. I'm not judging anybody. It's very hard to do, to look yourself in the mirror and go, this is a problem and I need to fix it. Even if you even recognize that it's a problem at all. But how many of us have seen the show My 600-Pound Life, specifically as an example, where these people are being enabled by their parents? How many episodes? I would say the majority of them. Sometimes it's a spouse, sometimes it's a friend, but the majority of them, quite a bit of them, maybe not majority, quite a bit are their parents, mothers specifically. And it is a thing that I think should be studied, and it hasn't been studied. It's all been the opposite of that. Anyway.
What hasn't been studied?
The mental versus the genetic predisposition.
Oh no, it's been studied. It's been studied.
Because as I brought up, like My 600-Pound Life, if you go back and watch My 600-Pound Life, or if you still do, the amount of episodes that these people have been enabled by their parents, mostly the mother, is shocking.
No. I guarantee you, just from what I know, even when I started studying nutritional science, that actually has been checked. It's not
it's time for a new study.
No. What I was going to say is, it's not a study that you can directly challenge a parent to do in terms of like one pressure, one not. It would be what's the word for it? It's like a survey study where you talk about, okay, 1 to 10, what was this in your life, blah, 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 because it wouldn't be ethical to force a child to go through that.
Oh, of course.
One parent to another. But guaranteed that has been observed, documented, talked about, and this is why I think when it comes to addressing at least binge eating in adults or young adults even, that finding out why the crutch for you eating is very difficult and hard, but that is very important, because once you can address it, you can try to come to terms with it, heal with it, and then can you really move forward? Because the problem is, if you say it is like the most like obvious is, my mom hates me, or I figured my mom hates me, I use food as a happiness.
But you probably got that from your mom.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying, is like, you never understood it. You just, when you were upset, you binge ate. And so when you find out your mom was the reason because blah, 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 childhood trauma, then you're like, okay, well, now that I know, I don't need to use food as what makes me happy. So what do I do now to
It's a habit that's hard to break.
change that habit? And that's the problem, is if you don't understand what the reason for you binge eating is, then you can't change that behavior.
Yep.
So anyways, that's just like the light details of it that I've gotten from that video and from my schooling on food. Now, the easiest way to change your diet is to just move to Europe or Asia.
Yeah, let's all move to Europe. I really hope with this changes that RFK Jr. is making that helps. I really do. Of course, we won't know for years. and years and years and years. And of course, RFK Jr. is not going to be around for all of those years. So to keep his or the things that he's done in place, there's going to be somebody new, obviously replacing him in however many years. So, which is a bummer, but I'm hoping that it makes a change for quite a bit of people, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Comparatively, milk toast, yeah.
The food plate or whatever you want to call it, it's just a drop in the bucket. It's still, you have to I think largely the FDA needs to have a huge impact on this. We allow a lot more dirty ingredients in our food. And I say our food, meaning American foods, specifically because, you know, the same product of bread, Wonder Bread, from here to the Europes are very different in their ingredient price list. And that is the FDA's fault. We allow a lot more stuff on our end than over there. And then also on top of that, there's a very cultural difference that, you know, walk around a lot. If we're talking about Florida specifically, and because I was there just recently, you don't see people walking around. So just having that different lifestyle obviously changes. So it is multifaceted. It's very difficult to pin down, obviously, the best way to lose weight. But like I said, if you have the money, go move to a European city. Go move to Asia. You will lose weight instantaneously just based on the foods that you have available.
Yeah.
But I would like for people to address their eating disorders, and find out, why do you eat a lot? As a family member, where I know that multiple of my family members have just eating disorders, some realize what their traumas are and some don't. And I want them to be all healthy and live to 90, but it's not going to be the same. And
What?
isn't there Subway bread is not bread. A lot of stuff is not the actual product in America, by the way, the FDA standardizes what foods are. For example, jam. There's jams and there's jellies.
Oh yeah. Oh.
So that's a common mistake people have. So just to be that's the first thing I could think of. There's other things, but yeah.
No milk toast. You're not. Unless you're burning like 1,500 calories the next day.
The only person who can eat
In
a
a
large
workout,
pizza
not the whole day.
is the ultra marathon runners. And that's because I've met ultra marathon
Do you
runners.
guys remember The Rock's? Did anybody ever see The Rock's cheat day pictures? He used to post, and I don't know how long it's been now that I think about it off the top of my head, but Sundays were like his cheat day. And he would do, I'm gonna see if I can hold on, I gotta see if I can find a picture because I can't describe this. You guys have to see it.
Yeah. I like Highlander. I feel bad for The Rock's toilet. No, you shouldn't, because he paid for that toilet, okay?
Let's see. Oh, wait, here we
But it's kind of crazy how we've gotten to this point where when it comes to this, I will say most people will listen, but you have to, like, I've heard every excuse in the book. Just being in nutritional science, and there's a lot of rationalization, at least on Jubilee.
This is his more tame cheat day. That is, I don't even know. Had jam. I don't know. Perfect bite. You gotta take the perfect bite. Brioche French toast, which is delicious. But oh my god, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a fifth one you can't see behind. It's actually 5 of them. That's the tame one. Then if you actually go back and you search, this was my favorite. This was my favorite of his cheat day posts. Every Sunday, he would have a cheat day and he would just consume these insane calories. Now, granted, he could do that because he looked like this. So there's a balance, guys. You don't want to eat 2,000 calories on your cheat day, or 20,000 apparently on your
I was
cheat
supposed to
day,
say
if
you
you don't
lost a
look,
zero.
if you don't look like that, all right,
Yeah.
put the work in, and you too can have a bazillion and a half calories on your cheat day.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't want to
but
be
yeah,
that
you
stressed, so.
absolutely can eat that pizza in one sitting. Just make sure to move your body.
Yeah, I believe The Rock. Mark Wahlberg is another one who can eat a crap ton of
I love
calories,
Mark
but
Wahlberg.
he's fit AF. So let's see. We got Single Eye Cooking for 25 says, drink up you lushes. I expected Wicked to be shorter. She's pretty short. And X-Ray to be taller. I'm pretty tall, but it was fun. Also, Single Eye Cooking. Asian. Didn't expect that.
Really?
Yes.
Actually, you know what? Now the handle makes sense. Is it rice?
Honestly,
Are you
it
cooking
does.
rice?
It does.
It's rice.
Yeah. You know, it's like I love putting faces to names, and now I have one extra in my and so I it was great meeting you, Single Guy Cooking, over the weekend. So thank you. I don't think I can do another shot because I'm schmammered already.
Oh,
I'm
I
so
got
sorry.
you here.
Thanks, Tugs. Thanks, Tugs.
Duke is gonna hate me, but here
Now
we go.
while you're drinking, tomorrow I have no plans except for probably gaming with Kara in the evening, 8 p.m. Eastern, I think. Tugs, while you're kind of downing that shot and surviving, do you
Thanks.
know your stream schedule tomorrow?
Oh, we have morning roast in the morning.
Yes.
I do have Resident Evil scheduled for 5 p.m. I forgot Duke is off. So that's a tentative stream, depending on what we decide to do. Yeah, if we're out and about and I get home late, it's a tentative situation. I don't know. My brain, for whatever reason, thought Duke was working this week. He's not. So, but the plan, barring any scheduling conflicts, like having a life, which I know it doesn't happen often for me, but I like to take advantage of it when we do, is Resident Evil Requiem tomorrow. We're back on Leon's side, for those of you who were with me last time, and I got my butt handed to me by Chonk 2.0. So that was fun. We'll have to start that again. And yeah, but morning roast in the morning. Cheers.
Love it. Love it. If we make it, I don't know, it might be morning hangovers.
Morning hair of the dog. I have one beer left. I will hair of the dog if I have to.
And then I am doing a throne wish list of all the stuff that I need. I'm gonna say need to buy at some point in my life. And if you guys so want, I have ordered this in terms of need. No one wants to give me a mop, by the way.
Oh, is that the Bissell one? That thing is pretty
spin
cool.
wave mop.
You know what though? I just go with the old school mop and bucket, the one that like you push the handle and it spins.
I know. But if you ever experience a spin wave mop, the clean that you get on tile and
Yeah, listen, here's a
wood
hot
is
take.
so amazing.
Here's a hot take. A mop doesn't actually do shit.
Yes, it does.
It
No,
just
it does.
pushes
It
the
does.
dirt around.
I truly believe, and I've had the spin wave mop, and I've also had the mop. But the scrubbing this does, because the spin brushes, you just do a heavier duty brush, can get more dirt, and I've seen it even in the grout in this mop is significant. So hey, you don't have to agree with me. I just choose to disagree with you.
I don't know that mops do a whole lot. Floor
They do.
cleaner, like scrubbies, sure, but the mop.
Mop does
Yeah, the
clean, brushes do
Yeah,
better.
yeah,
Yes,
thank you.
which there is a brush on this because it spins already. But yeah, it's
On
in
your hands
order
and
of
knees with a
need.
toothbrush does better.
It is on order of need. But the Iron Man being the most needed. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, clearly that's a need. Yeah.
But anyways, so if you guys are interested, you can go to throne.com/xraygirl. Tomorrow morning roast, 8:30 a.m. Eastern, and of course Kara's birthday stream, which I totally forgot because I am the worst
That
person
tomorrow?
ever.
Look at my
That's tomorrow.
Look at my
Go
nails.
to the
Hurts.
stream. Yes, we should definitely
You see my
do
nails?
that. Yes, it works on hardwood. I have used both hardwood cleaning products and tile cleaning products on it because I also don't put the product in the actual mop. I kind of just pour it out because I'm weird and crazy like that. Yes, we went deep, just like a big penis.
Is it because I talked
Anyways.
about my mom? I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, wash your floors on your hands and knees. It's the best way to get it clean. I agree. With the
Uh,
toothbrush.
I
Thank
do
you,
other things on
Hertz.
my hands and knees, and it's not for the floor.
I'm just doing this for Hertz at this point. Like, they're so pretty. Duke picked these out, by the way. I threw a bunch of nails at him and it was like, pick one. And he's like, this one. And look how pretty they are. Okay, anyway. Also Kara's
Anyways.
birthday. She'll be 85 tomorrow.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Make
young
sure
lady,
you
you know.
send her, you guys, make sure you send her AARP paperwork and like a walker on Amazon.
my God.
Does she have surprise gifts turned on?
I don't know.
On
She
her,
has
she has a
gifts
throne,
on her
doesn't
throne.
she? I was
She
gonna
does have a
say, if
throne.
she
Throne
has
of-
surprise gifts, you should send her like a cane.
Wow. Throne.com/Kara.
And you can tell her I sent you. And I said she was 85. Is she 85? God only knows. Yeah, God bless Kara in the nursing home. God bless her.
She's
in the nursing home? What does that make me?
God, she
She's
is
a baby.
This girl has expensive tastes.
Put it
but
up. I want
her-
to see what she has. Put it up.
Okay, all right. This is not expensive. The Pocology. She's got a DIY replacement of something. Earrings.
What is that coffee tumbler? Excuse me.
Ember coffee tumbler. I don't know. Oh, a candle warmer. I've never thought of doing that.
Oh no,
this,
they're
I
so
think, is
great. You can
amazing.
get them at TJ Maxx for like 15 bucks.
This is amazing. I love my
Yeah.
LED
Ember.
mask. She does need a mouse pad for her desk. Oh, the ring con. Look, guys, this could be a fun.
The ring con.
And this could be a good.
I
good
love
gift.
mine.
She should put this at number 1, by the way.
A queen. Oh my god, I'm gonna go contribute to that shit right
Yeah.
now.
So there's a bunch of stuff that
What
you
is
can
her
get
thing?
here.
Throne Carolyn.
.com/Carolyn. Yes. So you should give her some love.
Why don't I
Insane.
follow her? I didn't know she was on Throne. Anyway, oh my god, the ring con.
Wait, a candle warmer. Is this something I should have? I didn't. I thought the wick would warm the candle in itself.
No, okay, so the candle, here's the thing about the candle warmers. You can get them at TJ Maxx for like $15 to $20 depending on the design. But my favorite part about the candle warmers, you can use them also not just for candles, but for simmer pots. So if you have like a bowl or a cup that is heat resistant, you could do water with like cinnamon, orange, clove, whatever, and make it smell like a potpourri. It heats that up. And if you can also use potpourri, whatever. You can also use it to heat up chocolate and make like a fondue situation.
Ooh, I fondue you.
Uh-huh. You can use the candle warmers for multiple things. It heats the candle without having to light it, so you don't have to worry about a fire situation should it fall over. I know he's about to roll his eyes because he's like, I've never had a fire started by a candle before, get bent, whatever. Anyway, but my point is, if you're worried about that, you can just use a candle warmer. You can get them pretty much anywhere. Bucky sells them. We have a couple. I think it's $20. That you can find them anywhere. Walmart has them. TJ Maxx has them. Amazon has them. Yes, you can use it for queso. You can use it for chocolate. You can, yep.
We don't have queso over here. I wish there
Like
was queso
queso?
because I do like queso. It's a very Texan thing, I think, from what I've seen. We don't sell queso and you don't want to buy the goopy cheese here. It's not good. But anyways, yeah. This is a fun one. This is basically what our 150 probably should have been, way overboard, but I also think that's also what happened with our 150.
Listen, sometimes you just have to share stuff in order to be relatable. Okay.
Yes, yes. No, and I think we had great conversations and we didn't even make it through some of our lighter topics. Yeah.
Oh, we did all the heavy ones. No pun intended, because obesity, but we did all the heavy ones.
Yes. No, we did.
But,
We did. I usually do 30 minutes of light topics and 30 minutes for the heavy, or an hour to 30 minutes for heavy topics, but we didn't have enough time for all of it.
We never do.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Chat, you guys have fun. We're gonna go die. Tugs is gonna go shopping. She's like,
Yeah.
I want a candle warmer
I'm gonna
now.
buy Kara's birthday present right now.
Ooh, I still haven't gotten her birthday present. Frick
Well,
you, Asia, for
I'm
not sending
about
it to me
to
on time.
upstage your ass and be the new wifey.
Good luck. Good luck. Chat, thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you guys for being here. I'm drunk, so I might be slurring a little bit. But
You're
it was
just
fun.
really dark more than anything.
I'm sun-kissed.
Well, there you go.
In the
Oh,
sun.
sun kissed, she says.
Yeah, not bum-kissed, just sun-kissed. Anyways, have a good night. Love you guys. Bye.